chance to build a home we are proud to know. To give respect to those who made it so. Gotta keep the dream alive high. Don't let us be outside. Let it be free. Speak our minds and fight to keep our dream alive. Proud and free. Into the arms. Stand together with time. Good evening, everybody. This is the Nunn. You have tuned in to Stu and the Nunn, my brother from another motherland up there in Buffalo, Tatanka, New York. Troy, what's going on?
Not much. I'm not in Buffalo, though, my friend. I am in the great state of Delaware. So coming to you live from downtown Wilmington, Delaware. We're Stu and the Nunn. We could be coming to you from anywhere. Well, Toby is down in the southern studio in the great state of Texas in the city of Austin, or close by.
Well, I want to correct you. Not only are we a state, we're a republic.
A republic. There you go.
It's the great republic.
Yep. There's a little bit of pride with being with folks that live in Texas. There's no doubt. So yeah, how you doing tonight, my friend?
You know, I'm pretty good. You know, lots of great stuff. I was really kind of bummed that I was unable to join everybody last week, but that's because I was doing working with my good friend Chad Robichaux, our mutual good friend Chad Robichaux, working with the warriors there at Mighty Oaks Warrior Programs. As one of the instructors there dealing in a post-traumatic stress program, a resident 1 week immersion program that we do to help guys that are in dark periods. And so while I appreciate our good friend Bella Villa, throwing down the microphone for me, I did miss you guys, and I'm happy to be back. So thanks for letting the Nunn be part of Stu and the Nunn still.
Oh, yeah. You can't have Stu and the Nunn without the Nunn. I'm just saying, right? And yeah, Dave did a great job. I mean, he is just a phenomenal. I mean, we're small potatoes compared to last week he was hosting a show in Atlanta. He hosted a show in Boston. Besides doing radio, all on AM radio and stuff, doing a show pretty regularly in the Buffalo area. So, it might have been a break for him to be able to come and hang out and just do our little show, but it worked. So
so now y'all spent some of the weekend together, right? Doing an event up there in the Empire State.
We did. Let me tell you, what a very honored that he invited myself and my wonderful, beautiful wife and some other fellow vets along. We were at the Independence of the Falls. It was the inaugural gala, so it was a bike ride, 5, 10, or 20 mile bike ride during a day, and then that night was a gala by the Independence Fund, which is the main military sporting nonprofit that Bill O'Reilly supports. And what they do is they give guys that are in wheelchairs independence by giving these very tricked out, specialized, expensive off-roading wheelchairs. Some are like tank tracks. They have like tracks on them.
The action tracks.
Yeah. So it was a great night. David was the MC of it. I think he did a great job. He thinks they'll never have him back again. I think he did phenomenal. But that's true. And, our good friend and past guest, Tim Payne, who's just a phenomenal a speaker and very motivated, wounded warrior himself, wounded veteran with, a double amputee, was the keynote speaker. So it was great hanging out with Tim again. I hadn't seen him in a few months, hanging out with David. And it was just a wonderful night. Montgomery Gentry, the ACM award-winning multi-million platinum record selling country band Montgomery Gentry was the entertainment. So it was phenomenal up at the Seneca Niagara Casino in Niagara Falls. So this was the first one, and Tommy Ryman, who was the executive director of the charity, was the guest of honor at the 2003 State of the Union. He's a Silver Star recipient. He sat right next to Laura Bush. He is the executive director of this now, still giving back and still doing his part. And so he was there. It's great to meet him. It was just a fun night, hanging out. You can't go wrong with hanging out Bella Villa. I mean, the guy will keep you laughing all night.
Like, people forget, one, the intelligence level that he holds is slightly above the rest of us Neanderthals. And two, like, he's a funny cat.
Oh.
He's a pretty funny cat.
Yeah. Oh, I heard something come through. I heard that. That's my doorbell ringing, but it's my virtual doorbell. And oh man, don't let me find it. Let me find it. Don't. I hope it doesn't hurt.
No.
I hope it doesn't hurt. Don't make me send another one. So.
No, you're gonna have to send me another doorbell.
Dude, you're okay. Look at Sergeant First Class. You need to be prepared to receive the mission here that I'm about to send you. Okay, so it's on.
Right, wait! Don't do it yet.
It's already gone. It's already. Hey, I am quick, Jack. It is out the door to you. So.
Well, hold on. I might have solved our little problem.
Not ours. I wouldn't call it our problem.
I have a lot of problems, and one of them is properly getting online. So
yeah, well,
I just want to make sure that
the internet's on computers nowadays, right? You got that figured out, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now you got some feedback issues.
Yeah, I always have mad feedback issues when people are like running their mouths. So, is that better?
Yeah, that's some serious feedback.
Yeah, it is. I was muting my mic. See, what do you not? Do you not? You said you don't see me?
and worthy opponent.
Yeah, sorry. When I unmute, dude, you must have me on speaker, or your mic is picking me up. Because when I unmute, I hear that feedback. I see we have a caller in the switchboard. Since we're only expecting our good friend Jack, I'm going to assume that it's him. So let me just bring him on.
Bring him in. Let's talk to this fool.
All right, so we're just rolling the dice here. This could be anybody. It could be Ted Cruz. It could be Hillary. But I'm thinking it's probably our good friend Jack Mandeville. Jack, is that you?
This is your secret admirer.
Admirer.
Hey, Jack. How you doing, buddy? Welcome back into the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on, gentlemen.
Well, first of all, never call me a gentleman on the air.
Exactly.
Two, how you doing, buddy? You getting excited?
Yeah, man, I just got a hardcore workout in. I just destroyed my body, and I don't even work out. That's the worst part. So I'm driving home right now, and I'm just getting in for everything. So I'm trying to settle myself down by completely destroying my body.
Well, hey, so
Are you really working out, or is that okay?
No, man, I was working out. I started doing the whole like diet thing, and I noticed that it started getting a little out of hand. I started ordering on Karen Carpenter, so I decided I need to start lifting weights and putting a little more food in my system.
hey, are you getting ready? Because like all these ladies are gonna be hitting your number, man. You're about to be a big Hollywood star.
I know that's the best part. I got all these ladies are about to just bombard me. It's already starting to trickle in, and if they only knew that most of my time was spent watching Netflix by myself, and that's all I could really ask for. If they only knew, they wouldn't be as excited about me.
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but all the kids these days, Netflix is code for hanging out. If you know
Oh,
what
yeah,
I,
that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
if you know what I mean.
I'm telling you, I'm perfect. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all come together.
Yeah, yeah. Be careful if you use that term Netflix and chill. Younger folk have a different idea of what that means. So they don't mean come over and watch us on House of Cards.
They're gonna be like, oh, he's trying to slide into the DM, trying to get that Netflix on.
No, when I say Netflix and chill, I literally mean Netflix and just chill. Like, by myself, I'm going to watch a little Kimmy Schmidt because I love Tina Fey's writing, and then I'm going to pass out on the couch around 9:30.
So like,
Yeah.
you guys are.
It's not surprising when you Netflix and chill, you're by yourself. I got to say that's kind of what I expect.
That's gonna change, brother. That's gonna change.
Oh, I'm telling you, with all this stuff, because we've been out doing Sundance and Vegas, and I was in LA last week, and I was doing work. But like with all the stuff going on with it, with all the all the stuff hyping up, I'll tell you one thing: I have never been more comfortable being alone. With what little time I've had, I've pretty much been on the road the past month and a half. So I feel like I'm getting into a dick measuring contest about how much of a loner I am.
Well, hey, like, don't think that, man. You're talking to two road hardened, weary road warriors. Part of adult life sometimes as a businessman is getting on the road and peddling your wares, not just in your local community. And you'll get used to it. You'll find a battle rhythm. You'll kind of get to the op tempo of traveling. Troy's impresses me. Like that dude, is intercontinental. Like I might be bi-coastal at times, but like my brother here, he like gets intercontinental. And you gotta figure it out. You find a rhythm, and you explore different things. You figure out how to put margin into your life. And I know you're gonna do great with it, and you're gonna have a good time. And we're just super excited. So like the movie's coming out in like a month and a half, less than that. We're about 6 weeks, right? T-6.
Yeah, we're doing our DC premiere. Well, actually, the first showing is going to be at Fort Bragg next week. That's already booked up. Then we're going to be doing Fort Hood the week after that. Then on the 27th of May, we're going to be in D.C. Then the 3rd of June, we're doing the Los Angeles premiere, and then the official release of Range 15 is going to be on June 15th. It's going out nationwide.
Now, are you going to the Fort Hood showing?
I will not be at the Fort Hood
Okay.
showing. Yeah, I won't be at Bragg either, man. My dad's retiring. I got to make that's more important than anything to me right now.
Dude.
It's more important than this life-changing event.
Dude,
And,
that's amazing.
I'll be in seat. Go ahead.
So are you going to be at the 10th anniversary big, one in Raleigh, Durham there for Ranger Up?
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. We're doing the Ranger Up 10-year anniversary / Range 15 premiere here in at the South Point Theater in Durham here on the 15th, and then there's a good chance we're going to have a couple theaters the subsequent nights that we'll be at too. So it's going to be a jam-packed meeting. Yeah, the whole Ranger Up crew, Nick, myself, will be doing live Q&A either before or after the movie, and it's going to be quite the event. And then we're going to go get drunk.
Not just drunk, but D-runk.
D-runk, like me dropping my pants in downtown Durham, kind of, puking everywhere possibly, and I haven't puked like in a decade, like that kind of drunk.
Wow, that's you've got some high goals there, some high aspirations you're trying to work up to. I see.
There's like laws against that, bro. There's like laws against that, bro.
I'll be wearing like my silkies. Don't worry about that.
So like naked now consists of wearing silkies.
Yeah, there we go.
Was that like Sergeant Major Ulrey or whatever, like the Marine Corps Sergeant Major that wrote that paper on ladies in the infantry? He's like, I'm writing this knowing that I won't have a job in the morning. Is that how you're going out?
All coming out in one night.
So while we got you, man, we want to ask you a bunch of different questions, non-movie related. And the reason for that is we know that you have like the best view on life. So like, how do you feel about the current state of the military and its social experimentation with opening all combat arms to all genders?
Well, I'll tell you what. The best part of having been out of the military for almost a decade now is I'm not as emotionally invested in the state of the military.
Me neither.
I don't care, obviously, and I know that now the kids doing it now, obviously they have a lot at stake. I think I'm in the same boat as everybody when it comes to if any female can meet the muster in a test that is there's no bias to it. And let's face it, going through a regular infantry school is a hell of a lot easier than going through Ranger school and whatnot. You've had females pass both. And obviously there's always the concern, which is the rightful one, because anything the government touches is going to be tainted by something. But there's always the concern that, well, there is going to be a political element to it, or there is going to be people, having to meet a quota, and we have to do things to save face. But I'll tell you what, man, it's not something I think about a lot. I'm sure one of these days I'm going to run into a young infantry woman and
straight fall in love.
We're built different. What's that?
Straight fall in love.
Straight fall in love. I guess joking. Yeah, I think. But any girl listening at this point might be, oh man, I don't know if I can handle someone that young, man. That's too young for me at this point.
Well,
it's interesting you bring that up, Jack, because recently I just saw the 30th female in the attempting to go to the Marine Corps infantry basic has just failed out or dropped out or something. And give the Marines an A for persistence. They're trying, and it sounds like they're not bending the standards. God, thank goodness. But the 30th one has failed out, which I think is quite unique from the Army, which takes a young captain, aviator, MP, that however she made it through all the process, because there's some controversy over how many retries there she was given or whatever, but makes it through Ranger School, is all of a sudden sent right to IODC and is already branched detailed over to the infantry without actually, going through it.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yeah, that's weird. You usually want someone as a company level command to start out as a platoon commander, or it's usually I don't even know the details of that necessarily, but that was one of the girls that passed Ranger School. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
the first.
So she comes over to be an infantry officer as a captain for the first time. So, unless she spends a little staff time, her first probably assignment is going to be a company commander. So,
which is obviously out of the ordinary. I mean, you want anyone to start off at the platoon level. That's just the natural growing part of it. Nick, my boss, Nick Palmiciano, did make a good point. With the young ladies, going into the infantry school on the enlisted side, they're 18, 19 years old, maybe 20, just coming out of high school, and that's their first military experience outside of boot camp. It's understandable how it's a lot easier for them to fail, considering they haven't had much preparation, and maybe why these two women passed Ranger. So they had 4 years to not only build their bodies up, but at that point, from what I understand, sounds like a place where mentally you have to really get used to taking a lot of crap, dealing with a lot of stuff, and maybe mentally they were, a lot more prepared for a school of that magnitude simply because of, they'd had time to kind of immerse themselves in the military life and get themselves ready and already go through some hardship. I mean, there could be fundamental differences like that.
Yeah, no, I think you're really nailing that. Like that kind of preparation. One, a lot of people don't understand that, any of the military academies, be it the Air Force Academy, Annapolis for the Naval Academy, or, West Point being, the U.S. Military Academy. Those are just a different level of education. That's a different level of discipline. That's a different level of indoctrination. And truly only like the cream of the crop rise there. So if like these individuals, these young ladies rose in those circumstances and then, went and like conquered the Derby Queen and, knocked out 3 phases, like they're well on their way. Like, I don't want to shortchange these girls. I don't think they're the norm. But I think that they're checking the blocks because, I met a lot of dudes that don't deserve to be where they're at.
I mean, again, like the only thing I understand about that world is, no joke, it's working for Ranger Up, just knowing people that have gone to Ranger School and some people that, went into the infantry, some people that went into the Ranger Regiment and all that. But yeah, it sounds like Ranger School really is no joke. And obviously these women had to be exceptional in order to pass that. I'll tell you one thing, that's not a school they were ever going to send.
Well, your company commander, when you were in the the labs there, a guy by the name of Lance Dowd, he went and did it. A good buddy of mine, like if Lance can do it, Lance is a stud, but if Lance can do it, anyone can do it. He's a stud though. Not anyone can do it.
I was in it. We had Lance was my company commander. We had a guy named Eric Loya, who was our first sergeant, who spent a ridiculous amount of years in the force reconnaissance community. And then our company gunny, they were all Ranger School grads, all the highest leadership in that company for a normal infantry company, which is rare in the Marine Corps. They were all Ranger School grads. So it's kind of crazy. I forgot about that until you mentioned that.
Yeah, well, I do what I can. Well, hey, before we get to, we go down the Ranger School rabbit hole, we got a lot going on politically. I know you're an apolitical guy, so that's why we're excited to have you. And we kind of want to hit you up on a couple of things. So Troy is actually going to take lead and pummel you with some hard-hitting questions. Go.
All right. Yeah. So, Jackie, a lot of stuff's been happening since we had you on the last time. I think when we had you on last time, there was like 5 people running in the Democratic side, and there's about 15 to 38 running on the GOP. So now we're down to a few. Indiana happening tonight. It is being stated as the state to make the swing, the state that's going to call it for the rest of the campaign season. And we got Donald Trump, who has won Indiana handedly with a 52% over 36 over 7. And the Democrats are pretty too close to call. But what's your thoughts on what's going on in the political campaigns and races right now? What feelings do you have about all this?
Oh man, I'll be honest with you. I pride myself as someone who has I wouldn't say a great grasp, but I would say an above average and solid grasp on American history and the American political system. And I understand, the warring in the Republican Party, during the Teddy Roosevelt years with the Bolshevik stuff, and all that. There's always, political dissidence within political parties is not new in America. And there's always, the Republicans went through it during the Civil War. Democrats have gone through it. They went through it in the Civil Rights era. It's nothing new. But within my lifetime, and I can honestly say, objectively, within my lifetime, this is the biggest shit heap of candidates I've ever heard of. And I have no confidence in any of them. And I'm going to be honest with you. Again, as an apolitical person who I just, I'm aware, but I just kind of try to maintain, I try to stay objective, but I would rather just have 4 more years of Obama. Let's repeal some amendments. Just keep him around for another 4. There's nothing good with any of these people. That's how I feel.
Wow, I did not expect it. I did not even imagine hearing that come out of you.
That's strong.
Dude, if you're drinking already, then come on.
Bring back Bill, bring back W, bring back Jimmy.
No, you can bring back W all day long in my world.
There's no law or constitutional rule or anything that says there's nothing stopping you from coming back. Like, you could do 2 terms, leave for a couple terms, come back for another. I mean, there's been so many other firsts between first father, son, hot news coming right off right now. Ted Cruz is dropping out of the GOP primary race.
What?
Coming across the wire right now. He is calling it. He is caving in. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Donald Trump taking 1237 at the convention. Forget all the contested convention in Cleveland. Stick a fork in him. He's done. Ted Cruz is out.
Good. Now we've narrowed down.
He's out.
That's strong, man.
What do we have? 3 left? 3 or 4?
Kasich came in with 7% Indiana. That dude has a better chance of turning a gay man straight in freaking in San Francisco than having a chance of winning anything. Kasich is done too. He might as well just come out and say it's Cruz.
Hey, every night I go to bed, I get on bended knee, and I thank the good Lord for General Mattis, and I pray, that they just let's bring that boy in. Let's let that dog hunt.
There are people losing right now. I mean, this is imagine if you're a part of history here, Jack. There is a whole bunch of anyone but Trump, no Trump people right now whose heads are exploding. People, I guarantee you, people are the shockwaves of this are going to be felt for the next week or so. I mean, it's it. If you're either going to go for Hillary or Bernie or Trump, or maybe try to head to Canada if they don't put a wall up fast enough.
Well, Canada's building, man. They're like, and they're in a hurry. They're in a big hurry.
And either way, they're gonna get people from both ends clamoring to get in.
We're gonna put a wall up to keep Mexico out. Canada's putting a wall up right now to keep us out. And,
Little do people know I'm double dipping right now. Like,
oh yeah. Well, I know. From what I understand of Canadian politics, Trudeau's a controversial character within himself.
I mean,
Nobody loves Trudeau.
he's like straight Justin Bieber, bro. Like the dude's like pulling some Danica Patrick yoga poses. You know, one, like in his defense, and this is the only time I'll defend him, the dude's crazy smart, like idiot savant smart when it comes to like computers and stuff. Like the dude takes it to a whole new level. Other than that, like he's suspect. He's Justin Bieber.
Toby, you have nowhere to go, man. You can't go to Canada. You can't stay in the United States. I mean, you're man, you've lived in both worlds.
Yeah, no, like I'm straight screwed, bro.
They may be telling you got to decide. So next time you go back there, you'll look. Quit leaving the door open. You're either in or you're out.
No, like I planted my flag, man. I'm a pretty proud guy. You know, my dad always, you know, asked me, he's like, hey, you know, why would you want to, you know, not be Canadian? And I told him, I go, being born Canadian is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. But I have seen America. I've seen the country in action. I believe in the, you know, in the Bill of Rights. Like the Constitution is something that just is beyond comparison to anything else in the world. America really is the shining, you know, city on the hill. And a lot of people don't get that. And I guess it's because, you know, we take it for granted, and, you know, we see these people, and every time like someone says like, well, why is America so awesome? I'm like, did you go to the bathroom today? And they're like, oh, of course, you know, like I went to the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, you did that in better water than the majority of the world has to drink. And you flushed better water than the majority of the world has to drink all day. You know, like, and you urinated in it. You're like, America's awesome, man. Like sometimes you forget like how good we have it. And, you know, it saddens me when you see people like disparaging it. It saddens me, you know, when I see these protests, and I'm really conflicted on these protests. Cause on one hand, I'm like, man, these people annoy me that are like going out to like Trump rallies and, you know, standing outside there, and they're flipping off cameras, and they're little kids, and, you know, they're like saying horrific things, and, you know, they're starting to get quasi violent. Like nothing bothers me more than that. Cause they're like, you are here. And if you came here legally and you did it right, like you have the best opportunity in the world. And coming here legally ain't hard. I mean, they let this sorry dude in, right? Like this guy right here. They let me in. But the other part of that is like, is Trump setting up these protests? Because that dude, if he was, brilliant. Like the king of reality TV, like straight up, like paying people to get him free advertising. Because here, I'll like throw $10,000 into a crowd. You just stand around this building and say like "F you" a bunch of times. Like that's cheaper than buying airtime. Like, but I'm not a conspiracy guy. It's a Better Outdoors hat. It's not foil, so you know, it is what it is.
All right, so that, I was kind of in the middle. I want to hit Jackson more stuff, but that was pretty earth-shattering news. It kind of stopped me in the tracks. But so let me think about let's talk about the Democratic side. Right now, the GOP side set. But you know, you got Hillary, got some pros and cons. She's saying there's some pros. I'm not sure what they are, but I'm sure somebody can find some. You got cases, you got Bernie, which have some, I guess, pros and cons. I mean, if you had to pick, someone had a gun to your head, Jack, and they said you got to vote for Hillary or Bernie, with all the baggage and all the socialism and all the free stuff. Where would you stand on that? If you had no other choice.
Oh my God, put me on the spot.
I know.
See, now people are going to be like, oh, well, that's who we vote for. Okay, let's see. You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because simply because you know what you're getting more. As well, we all know we know what we're getting from all of them in their individual way. And even though she's a big liar and has the least amount of bunch, you know what you're getting with a Clinton. We know what we're getting from Hillary for 20, 30 years now. So we know what we're getting with Clinton. So I'll just go Hillary.
Let me throw a stinger at you. There's talks of, if they have a contested convention, which it looks like it could be, because at those anyone can throw in a hat. There's a lot of people that still really want, crazy Joe Biden in the mix. If they threw him up in there, he entered very, very late and had an opportunity. Would that be a more suitable option for you?
Joe? Yeah, he's a dumb shit. Congress could finally have a little control.
I mean, he would give us a lot of fodder for the late night talk shows. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more enjoyable than watching anybody else just with what we're anticipating. Yeah, watching Uncle Joe would be fun, man. It'd be enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be an American.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't run. I really am. I'm surprised he did. He must have thought Hillary was going to do better, but I think now he's probably kicking himself, seeing how close it is, and realizing she didn't have it as sewn up as maybe one thought. That he did, but so it is. Let me ask you another question. I saw a thing up the other day. We have term limits on the president. Some people say, well, it's good to have experience in Washington. Others are pretty adamant that maybe we should have term limits on Congress and different term limits in Congress. Granted, you may lose some experience and some of that, but at the same time, you would get fresh blood in there, even though some of it may not really be making the best decisions. If you could have term limits, would that be something you'd support?
For congressmen, yeah. I mean, as it is, they've got a 2-year lifespan every cycle. I guess we could sit here and speculate what that would be, but yeah, for any elected official who's going into the federal building, there's definitely a lot of pros to having term limits for Congress, because there are some sitting ducks in there that they don't do anything. Their constituents are lazy, and they're poisonous within that realm. That being said, as far as the cons go, like you said, there are a lot of people with experience, and they know how to get bills passed, and they know how to play the right games because they've been in the system for a while. So yeah, that's a tough one. Do I have to give a yes or no answer on this? Man, I'm sweating bullets here.
Oh, come on now. Don't just pull a coin out of your pocket, give it a little flip.
All right. I'm gonna say yes to term limits. Let's give them 10 years to get in there and get everything they want accomplished, and then they can pass the torch to some other capable person within their district.
So, Jack, we got a lot going on. We got this chat room thing going. We got a Google Hangout thing going on, but we also have like people calling in, and you wouldn't believe it. Someone has called in and wants to talk to you. So I got this dude. I don't know if you've ever met this guy. His name's Sergeant Justin Capel, an amazing dude, big Ranger Up fan. Used to be stationed at Fort Hood, did a lot there at Fort Hood. Now he's up in the Kansas area doing great things for God and country, getting ready to separate from the military and join the ranks of the VA. Got a job, and he's going to be working in the Waco VA Center. Justin, you are live on the air. What is your question for Jack, Ranger Up, Wild Man with a Doll, Mandible?
Jack, I think what you were talking about term limits, if you think about that Eddie Murphy movie, The Distinguished Gentleman, you've got people who are in there until they die, you know what I mean? And then Eddie, of course, it was a movie, but he slid in on sheer name recognition. And, you know, families in this country or people in general are like, well, just who did we vote for last year? Because we're lazy, you know. We get into a rut, and it's like, okay, what do we before? All right, that worked. It wasn't horrible. Let's not do change. We're afraid of change. So let's just stay with what we're used to. So, you know, if you think of it like that, and then you can even go as far out as Evan Almighty when he gets elected to Congress. You've got the bully people up there, you know, like do this or else. So, I mean, that's kind of how I see it. That's more of a statement for my man Jack, but you know, people seem to forget that stuff happens every day. So if a person wanted to actually go into service and has the right intentions, you know, even in that Eddie Murphy movie, they had a guy that was downrange. You know, he was seeing acid rain and all this stuff, and it affected him, and he gets pushed out by the, you know, yuppies that just want money. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like you guys make this movie, you know, and it's going to be funny as hell and totally off the wall. But you know, I always say there's some truth to every lie, and not that what you're going to do is a lie, but you know, people don't understand that the presidency is not one person; it's a group of people.
So
they have to come.
where are you going to watch the movie being premiered, Justin?
Well, honestly, there's one set up here at Fort Riley. Well, not here at Fort Riley, but in neighboring town, Manhattan. It's supposed to happen. I tried to get here, but because somebody beat me to the punch and was trying to out promote me, I'll go support them. But I really want to get it on post. So I've been trying to talk to ACs and that political system to see if they would allow it. But who knows?
They may allow it. They may allow it as long as they don't see it first. I'm just guessing.
I don't know if AFIS can show something that's unrated.
Well, you think about this. When I was at Fort Hood, like you mentioned, we had the Broken Lizard guys bring Dukes of Hazzard on post, and it was packed. I mean, they had the General Lee out there. I think they had Daisy's Jeep, and I mean, people were in line for 3 hours, and this was a bunch of idiots that had nothing to do with the military. But
you're also talking about Jessica Simpson in Daisy Dukes, 28 miles from her hometown. Like,
I was going more Johnny Knoxville.
Right, but
Willie,
like
okay.
keeping it real, Jessica Simpson is what got that movie on post. Like, everyone loves her. She's like Texas's favorite princess. She's right down, I-35 there in Waco. She launched 2 of her world tours from, Fort Hood. Like that lady, like she can do anything at Fort Hood. And they'll be like, oh, of course. Come on. Let's do this.
Yeah. But see, it's political even with that, because the Slurpee guys, they have this awesome Slurpee truck where all they wanted to do was give out free Slurpees to all the service members and their families. And AFIS told them no, because AFIS serves a Slurpee type drink in the shopettes. So they're like,
that's a racket.
And Jack's like, how dare they bring that Slurpee crap on me?
I know. It's like, whatever. So I would really love to get Jack and Nick and anybody else that would want to come out to Fort Riley and do a scrutiny here, but I think the powers that be are probably going to say no to that. So
I'll tell you what, I'm going to be in Durham on June 15th. Go ahead, man. If you guys have any showings, I'm checking out right now. I'm the worst at multitasking. Depending on what the date is, I'll see what I can do. I've been kind of hit up by quite a few people wanting us to get out at certain things, and unfortunately, with everything all premiering on the same date, obviously we got Durham booked up. Other dates will follow, and then we'll be able to kind of proceed from there. There's a possibility we may be doing our own tour around all of the major military installations in the United States. So we could end up in those neck of the woods simply just because of this tour, later on down the road, maybe a month later or so.
yeah. I mean,
Jack,
it's awesome, and
I think you should do a Kansas tour. Hit Leavenworth. They go to the officer of the ILE course and have the officers going to the budding majors go through it, and then run it all over the prison. Let Manning and the son and all other folks
give those guys hope. Show it at the prison.
Yeah.
Give them hope.
Hey, they're humans too, man. You got to give them something to live for.
Give them hope.
The Manning needs a date. Manning needs a date. It's a nice little date night out. I'm sure somebody was snuggle up to him.
I'm like actually waiting on someone to do a celebrity call out and like invite. What is it? Chelsea, right? Is that the name he's going by?
Oh yeah, Chelsea.
Chelsea. Like, I'm waiting for someone to like give Chelsea the celebrity call out to like an event. You know, like hashtag Chelsea come to my ball. Like, I'm like, you saw what I did there. I'm like totally waiting on that one to happen. But hey, my dog is telling me that I'm about to get a home invasion, which would be, man, awesome. If it could happen on the air, that would be like.
If it happens, make sure you. I want to hear the shootout.
Yeah, dude, like S&W 40 about to go loose. This is Texas, man. We got castle law here. You don't understand. Like, I got a no soliciting sign. You like come up. Man, I got a golden doodle and she's violent. You have no idea. But anyway, like we got about 11 minutes left, and Jack, we're about to talk to you about a couple other things real fast. Hey, I know you got people all around trying to find out about how they can watch Range 15. So I really want to give you a couple opportunities to like say, hey, this is how, if you're not in the inner circle, you're not in the know, this is how you find about where Range 15 is showing, how you can get involved in perhaps being a promoter, getting on part of the TUG program and getting Range 15 in a community near you.
Absolutely. So the easiest way to go about it, if you want to see where your closest showing is, go to Range 15, RANGE 15, it's numerical.com. On the main page there, you're going to see the tickets option. Click on that. You're going to see the whole United States automatically populated with all the locations it's in. There's also a little menu there where you can just look up cities, and you'll be able to go and see. Some of them are sold out, some of them have met the threshold, but there are still tickets available, and some of them haven't met the threshold yet. They still need bodies in them. We are adding more every day because a lot of them are selling out and meeting the threshold. So just go grab your ticket there. If you live in an area that it's quite a few miles from the closest theater showing it, go to tug.com and ask to be a promoter. We have a Range 15 promotions group if that's something you're interested in. My email is jack, Jack, @rangerup.com. And if you want to hit me up there, I can put you inside the group, and you can kind of find out what you have to do to become a promoter and put on your own showing. So if you live in a population of 500 and you're a couple hundred miles from the closest city over 20,000, they're probably going to have a hard time justifying putting a showing in your area. But if you live in an area with a good population and they're not showing it yet, definitely get on board. It'd be great, and you get a cut of it too. So just so you know, if you're promoting, you're getting some of those ticket sales. What? Get paid money.
I just want to say America.
You go out and buy some cheeseburgers.
Only.
Yeah, you could.
What cheeseburger do you eat, Jack?
Here's an opportunity. I think you guys. Here's an opportunity. You want the ultimate marketing campaign? I say you guys send a nice invite to McDonald himself to see if you can get him to come on the premieres, show his support.
That would be strong.
He'd really like it. He's kind of like one of those, he may even want to pick up one of those souvenir dolls.
He's like,
tote around.
He's like, it's gonna be huge. I'm gonna be there, and we're gonna watch this movie. We're gonna kill zombies like they've never been killed. It's gonna be great. I'm great. It's gonna be huge. Watch Range 15 with me. Make the apocalypse great again.
That would be the ultimate pull off right there. If we could get that taken care of. How you doing?
There you go. So we got just a couple minutes left. Jack, any parting thoughts, anything on the politics, the current political scene that is happening on the fly, what's going on in the world, anything like that you want to talk about to our listeners?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The good part about spending so much time by myself and just watching Netflix is I have the luxury of shutting myself out from the rest of the world and not. One second, guys. I'm trying to multitask, and I am just absolutely terrible.
Dude, if you go to the gym and then you go to a drive-through, you're not doing it, bro. Like, you seriously gotta like not go to the drive-through on the air.
I'm getting some chicken, brother.
He's like, I've been getting some gas station sushi. It's gonna be delicious.
I'm at the food line. Thank you so much.
This might be a first for the Stew and the Nun, where we have a guest calling in. He's like, I'm getting some sushi from the Food Lion because I just like thrashed my body at the gym.
Oh my gosh, dude! I have a sushi joint right across the street with an easy walking distance. It just takes everything in me not to just completely deplete my salary in that place.
We just got movie starred by Jack Mandeville. Man, like we blog about this on Boo Hammer tomorrow, bro, because like Jack Mandeville just like movie starred us. He just straight like major leagued us by like hitting Food Lion after hitting the gym to get his sushi on.
Oh, never subscribe on the show. Can I get a connection with Bobby with that?
See, everything I do now, I know that's Hollywood, Jack. I'm like, no, I've been doing this for years.
He's like, last time I was on the air with y'all, like I hit Whataburger. You don't even know.
Danny Trejo showed him that trick. He showed him how to do that multitask.
Yeah. Danny Trejo. Like, you don't eat tacos anymore because Danny Trejo like told you like if you're gonna eat tacos, you gotta do it a certain way.
Yeah, and you got to come to Los Angeles and have it at my joint.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I gotta tell you, we're super proud of you, man. Nothing can make this Army infantry happier than knowing that you, as a Marine infantryman, are living your dream. You know, when you left the oil fields and here in Texas, and you went out to Raleigh, Durham, and you joined the Ranger Up team, dude, we're super proud of you. You're a testament to hard work and diligence pays off. It's gonna pay off for you, man. This film's gonna rock it. Super excited. You're the guy that's going to benefit the most from it because you're an absolute talent, bro.
You're gonna get the rest of them. You're gonna make them hate me. Stop.
No, it's going to be awesome. But we're gonna, we're gonna move on, and we appreciate you coming on. You're our hero, and we'll after the movie, we hope that you'll still be willing to come on our little show.
Oh, absolutely. And dude, I love both of you so much, and thank you for having me. I apologize for the last second there. Seriously, man, it's been great knowing you over the years, Toby, and then coming on the show and getting introduced to new fun people. And thank you so much for having me on, man. This means a lot. And I'll come on anytime you need me.
Bro, we appreciate you, man. We're excited, and thanks for coming on and putting your political opinions on the line for us tonight. Exciting night in America.
And hey, one last thing, Jack. You keep talking about how you're by yourself and all that stuff, but we know that your supporting actress in the movie is right there by your side.
Oh my God!
On her in a few places, but she's right by your side.
Yes, she is. She actually is in the office, blown up, just sitting there. So yeah, she's with me. That's all. Life is of its own.
I bet it is. And it helps you get through the HOV lane a lot easier. So.
All right.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
Troy, man, sometimes it blows my mind how like blessed we are with like the friends that we have, and the people we get to randomly like hang out with during the day, or that like hit us up and want to come on and pop on the air. But we're blessed, and I love it. This is an interesting time for America. When I came here several years ago as a young man, even before joining the Army, I don't know if I could have predicted the state of the nation today. I don't know if I could have predicted the decisions that are facing my family today, both in the ballot box, both in business. And, while we're still tremendously blessed, we're still in the land of milk and honey. There's some things that are scary and politically, but man, like this is a time, and I'm super blessed to be able to share it with you, my brother, and it's pretty cool that we got this show that we can do that with.
Yeah, absolutely. I was last week when I was with David. We were talking after the event. He's like, "How come you guys?" He asked me, "How come you guys aren't on more often?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "How come you're only on for 1 hour a week? Why aren't you on like 2 or 3 times a week?" I'm like, "Because we have full-time jobs. It's a lot to schedule." He's like, "But you guys get guests and nobody else gets." Because you guys need running through a few of our guests, And he's like, "You're getting guests that nobody else can even get close to." And I'm like, "I know, man. Help us."
90 seconds.
That's what it is. It's we do get guests, whether it's General Abrams or Jason Emery or Jack Mandeville or Jimbo Hansen or whoever it is.
Tim Kennedy. I don't know.
We do. Tim Kennedy, yeah. So we do. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you can hear okay. We were getting word there may have been a few audio issues in Blog Talk Radio. Hopefully you heard okay. Hopefully you liked what you saw if you were on the Google Hangout.
60 seconds.
And we invite you to come back and join us next week. And join us here Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. Toby, you got anything before we roll the outro?
No, we are out and rolling outro. Good night, everybody. Tune in next week.
Thank you for tuning in to Stu and the Nunn tonight. We're always grateful for our listeners, both live and those who check us out in the archive. Be sure to check out our website at www.stewandthenunn.com and like our page, Stu and the Nunn,